Talk of impeaching President Biden is growing among House Republicans and in the right-wing media. Yet, what few are talking about is that the one person who might actually want an impeachment inquiry, or even proceeding, is President Biden himself. Yes, this could all be really good for him politically. And now some Republicans, particularly those in swing districts, recognizing that reality. A new Wall Street Journal poll finding that a majority of voters, 52%, oppose impeaching Biden, 41% are in favor. Speaker McCarthy indicating that an impeachment inquiry is coming, perhaps this month.
If you look at all the information we've been able to gather so far, it is a natural step forward that you would have to go to an impeachment inquiry.
Remember, an impeachment inquiry is supposed to be once you've gathered enough evidence, right, of proof of high crimes and misdemeanors, and then you begin the inquiry. Politico reports that West Wing advisors believe independent and swing voters will ultimately turn against GOP leaders for using impeachment as political payback against the president. Now, no doubt any impeachment would come with risks for the president, but could it actually be good for his campaign? That is our first topic. Joining us tonight, Scottie Nell Hughes, former Trump campaign surrogate and conservative political strategist. John Fugelsang, he's a comedian and the host of Tell Me Everything weekday mornings on SiriusXM's Progress channel. And Larry Sharpe, he's the host of the Sharpe Way Show, was Libertarian candidate for governor of New York in the last two elections. Scottie, do you think this could actually help Joe Biden?
Absolutely could help Joe Biden. Of course he wants it. If Republicans were serious about trying to damage the Biden administration and Joe Biden's re-election campaigns with this impeachment, they should have started the first day they took control of the House. But they didn't. They've lived on this campaign promise that they made back in 2020, and now they're going, oops, am I going to be held accountable for it? But if they impeach him, make no mistake, it's going to make no difference because there's no teeth in impeachment today, and all Joe Biden will do will be able to prove that this is a waste of time and taxpayer dollars. We're too close to the election. Let the people decide if Joe Biden needs to be in office.
What would they have impeached him for in 2022 when they just took over?
There is no
border? And
well, there's no difference right now. There's no new information about his business dealings with Hunter. There's no new information about what he did in Ukraine. Nothing is new in the last 2 years that the Republicans
That's not what Comer says. Comer talks about all this new evidence that they've gathered, John, and that he's and look, and you heard even Kevin McCarthy suggesting, look, they've got no choice.
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing Kevin McCarthy's hostage video there because that's exactly what it is. He knows this is bad for his party. He knows it would be great for Joe Biden, as it was for Bill Clinton. Folks forget, Bill Clinton could have run in 2000 for a third term and won. The backlash against his politicized impeachment was so focused. I think it's great that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz really want to see a black woman president. I didn't know they were Kamala Harris fans, God bless them. But the fact is, you're right. This would help Joe Biden. And the Republicans who are doing this know it.
Do they know it?
They're doing it for their individual fundraising because they don't care about their party. They care about themselves.
100%. That's exactly what it is. This is good for everybody but us. That's what it is. It's good for everybody but us, right? Biden was just jealous because Trump's getting all the indictments and he can't get any. So now he's going to get a couple too, and everybody will be happy. What they'll do is it'll be distraction to ensure that we won't talk about Biden's record. We'll talk about how unfair things are. He'll become a victim, just like Trump is now a victim. We won't worry about the record. This will be great for them. And most importantly, you're right, John. This allows them during these indictments or whatever they're going to do during these special TV shows they're going to do with it. Now I have some new TV commercial. I've got a new internet commercial. I'm anti-Biden. I'll teach you a thing, and I'll somehow.
I made the same point during the Trump era when there was this impeachment inquiry. I said, I don't even really know what that means, right? An impeachment
focus group.
Yeah, yes. What does that even mean?
They're testing the waters.
That's right. That's exactly right. And in theory, right, if you actually take the phrase seriously, what it should mean is they've gathered all the evidence, or at least they've gathered enough evidence.
Or one scintilla.
Right, to begin the process of moving forward with an impeachment.
Right.
And instead, what it seems like is this is political cover.
Yeah.
Well, and it's going to be at the same time that you're going to see the broadcast of Trump's cases starting off in Georgia. So this is what our TV news is going to be covered by. Is this what the majority of the American people care about?
No.
Absolutely not. But I think that is a plan, is that we aren't talking about the specific, how is our economy, how's the recession,
Right.
job numbers, those sorts of jobs.
Joe Biden's very happy to talk about his record.
And we're very happy for Joe Biden to talk about it, too.
Right on.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.